Laska.
No.
She must be so confused right now. Laska, what is this maze that we've set up? Do you know what's going on? I didn't think so.
Sit.
Hello, Tangerinies, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Maddie.
I'm Jordan, and this is Laska.
She's trying to escape. Over the past 2 years, we have been traveling all across the country of Mexico in our Tangerine Prius C. Basically, everything that we own in this world has to fit in there, including our husky, Laska. She's like, you guys are talking about me.
Since we have a dog and a small car, we only get 2 suitcases each, a big one and a small one, so absolutely everything in there is of utmost importance to us.
Today we're gonna show you all of our travel essentials, what exactly can fit into our car, including our husky, who takes up one whole seat in the back. So yeah, let's do it.
So when you're traveling with a dog, naturally a lot of the stuff you have is for the dog. So this is her food, Costco brand, really high quality. She doesn't throw it up like she does with a lot of foods. It's nice to have some containers to put her food in so we don't have to be digging into this bag and tying it up every single time. When we're staying in a whole bunch of different Airbnbs, these are really nice to have. We also have one that's reusable.
I really wanted to get one that was reusable because with Laska comes a lot of fur, so it would just be a never-ending trash cycle. So we're trying to cut down on that a little bit. And we have this thing, which the packaging actually calls the ugly duckling, and their slogan is, "It's not pretty, but it works." And it actually does. Probably one of the weirdest things we own.
And these are her toys.
Which she really wants to play with right now. Oh, nice, Laska.
A couple of brushes. We have some biodegradable poop bags. Her spot, as we call it. A bath mat that we bought from Costco, and it folds nicely like this. It works as a dog bed.
I think much less expensive too than a regular dog bed.
It was like 10 bucks.
Yeah. Another thing that falls in the Laska category, Laska, are her bowls, which we didn't mention. And just as like a disclaimer here, I know there are a fair bit of things that are gonna come out of the cracks of this apartment after this dry run. For instance, I remember that this was in the fridge, my cold brew coffee maker, which I'm hoping will be able to come with us because I really enjoy making cold brew, and that's not something you can find all over Mexico, but it is highly breakable and we might not have enough room for it. That and things like these glass containers, we're not totally sure that we're gonna have enough room for, and I know for darn sure that more stuff is gonna come out and we forgot about it, and we'll realize when everything we own has to come out of this apartment. Now let's tackle these 2 bags of randomness. Hangers. Jordan prefers to hang his stuff up. I usually fold mine, but these are surprisingly expensive in Mexico, or at least we haven't found anything that's like 10 for $1 like you can at the 99-cent store in the US, so we're gonna keep these since we have room. Next in this bag is teeny tiny tank vacuum. Laska sheds everywhere, so this is nice, except this thing is kind of a piece of shit because it overheats in 5 minutes. But for this—
5 minutes? More like a minute.
Do not recommend this, but we're taking it because it's still nice to have a vacuum. Vacuums are not common in Mexico at all. Some stuff you just gotta vacuum. We have our diffuser. We put all of our essential oils in this. You guys are probably going to think it's absurd how many essential oils that we have, but it's one of those things like, we're not gonna throw them away, they're way too expensive. And we do enjoy doing this for concentration or to give us energy or when we're feeling sick or when there's mold in the apartment. Next in this bag, something that we have for emergencies. We've never used it to this point and hopefully we never do, but it is an AM/FM radio. It gives you weather alerts. It can charge your phone with a hand crank for power, solar charging, flashlight, glow-in-the-dark locator, and headphone jack. So it's like, does everything you could ever want and then some. Next is a first aid kit. Finally, we have this box which we have put our business cards in. We really need to hand more of these out. We've had these since Ajijic and
over a year.
Over a year. They seem to be multiplying. We've got my yoga mat here, which I really enjoy. I don't actually do yoga, I stretch. I do stretching. I used to be a gymnast, so that's something that I really think is important, keeping the body limber. It keeps you healthy. And it is a nice thick yoga mat, so
6 millimeters instead of the usual 4.
How do you know that?
Because I remember numbers.
Thankfully, we have enough room. Today was like the moment of truth, whether I would get to keep this thing. And finally, of the randomness that doesn't fit inside our bags, we have 2 towels. We like traveling with them just in case for beach or picnic or whatever, so that's
Some Airbnbs don't have them also. If you're staying at a higher end Airbnb, yeah, they would have towels. We're usually in the $15 to $30 range per night, so sometimes those don't have towels.
All we own for the kitchen is 2 cutting boards. This is a really nice German chef knife. I think it's one of the best investments I've ever made in terms of like kitchen equipment. 3 like fork, spatula, spoon, and also like this type of spatula, and 2 nice Costco pans. This is another thing that we don't always find at Airbnbs, or if you do see them, they're rusted out and scratched to hell, and it just never makes me feel very good about using them. So we travel with this, and this is pretty much the essentials as far as what we would ever need for cooking.
As she was doing that, I thought of one more kitchen thing that is ours to accompany our chef's knife. It's a little knife sharpener. As you can see, it's tiny, and it was only a few bucks on Amazon.
If you're enjoying this video so far, you might consider subscribing to our channel. This is a little bit out of character for us. We normally make videos about our life and traveling through Mexico, also our guilty pleasure Las Vegas, and sometimes we travel elsewhere in the world. So if you're enjoying this, click that subscribe button and gong that bell so you'll be the first to be notified when we upload a new video.
All right, now what's in my backpack? A pair of sunglasses, thing to keep files organized, a computer, which I'm gonna have to replace soon because it doesn't hold a charger, camera bag. We're fortunate that our cameras are very small, and we've done that on purpose because we don't want to be those YouTubers who are carrying around giant cameras everywhere. Not because like there's anything against them, we just hate having a lot of stuff and we don't have room for it. Speaking of cameras, we have this one, awesome picture quality, really great camera. You could shoot a wedding with this.
And I'll show you what this one looks like in a mirror. So this is what we're shooting on. This is our Sony Action Cam with a Rode directional mic. There's this bracket here and this handheld thing. That's our main setup we use for pretty much every single video.
But back to my bag, a GoPro. This is the Hero 7 Black. We love the footage we can get with a GoPro, but all the accessories you need make it such a pain in the ass.
It is.
We need a whole case just for GoPro accessories, which I can't stand.
Not to mention, we can basically only use the GoPro for certain types of footage like time lapses because the audio on it is trash.
But it is our only fully waterproof camera, so when we're around water, it's what we use. What else do I have in here? Kindle for reading, a million books, and this little guy. A power bank, it's in this little case. A couple of earphones. I just bought the Apple AirPods, I think they're called, the wireless ones, so I'll be replacing these with that. Because, can you see that? This is what happens. And that's my bag, aside from a couple of pens and things.
And this is my backpack slash purse. I really love this backpack because it's so multifunctional. If I want to wear it like a purse, I can. It has 2 water bottle holders on the side. And one side, I'm usually keeping sunscreen, like this. It's Reef Safe Organic Sunscreen. Other side, I have these reusable produce bags. Y ya ves, para Dakar. How am I doing? Should I be doing a tour of my bag in Spanish? You guys really like that in our Acapulco video, so we might make that a thing from now on. I have a travel pack of tissues, which is 100% essential in Mexico because you never know what bathroom you're going into that doesn't have toilet paper, so that's a must. Headphones and a little adapter for them to put in my iPhone. The portable straw, which is telescoping, so I can use less plastic. Looks like that.
I thought you were never going to use that when you bought it, but you've actually used it quite a bit.
It was a risk when we got this because it was like, is this just like a fad that I think is cool and I won't use, but I have been using it to try to save the turtles, you guys. Oh, on the headphone thing, I have a headphone splitter. So this is a whole thing when we're like on a plane and we both want to listen to something like John, Jay, and Rich. We each get to put our headphones into this. This is the rest in this pocket. Ibuprofen and Advil. I got my 2 purse pens. I love this little guy, it's so tiny. This is a little concoction with essential oils that's like a natural bug repellent. It doesn't work at all for me because mosquitoes love me, but it totally works for Jordan. Usually my phone is in this one, which I probably shouldn't have told you because now someone's gonna steal it, maybe. In the back, this is where I would keep my passport. It's like a secret pocket for napkins. I guess. I didn't know that was in there. So now into the big pocket. 2 reusable bags that I just twist up like this for compactedness. I have my wallet, sunglasses. They're somewhere else. This is my portable charger. One of the best things that I've ever bought in my entire life. It's like lipstick size and it gives your phone a full charge. It's still going strong. I think I got this like 5 years ago. Another bug repellent thingy that works for Jordan, but it doesn't work for me. These are my vitamins. I love this vitamin organizer. It's one for morning and one for night. And they all fit in here nicely. Usually we're not carrying them all around with us. We're taking like Monday for Monday. Really like this guy, and we have 2 of them for 2 weeks, which is great for traveling. At the bottom here, some almonds and some snacks from Ayuro Mexico. There's actually a ton more pockets in this, which is another reason why I like it, but I don't really use them for much. Oh, business cards!
And now, on to my big suitcase. These I got from hotels, but they're nice for when you have dirty laundry, but you're not staying in one place for long. Flip-flops, these are Reef brand, super comfortable. When I first got them, I felt like I was walking on air. Now into the main pocket. I've had this for over 2 years now, and it's finally biting the dust, but it's been so great. It's a foldable hamper, but I did just order a new one and I'll be replacing that. I don't have a lot of warm weather clothes, 2 sweatshirts and 1 long sleeve shirt. No, that's a lie. I have another long sleeve shirt, but it isn't meant for warm weather. It's this UPF sun shirt. I wish I knew about this sooner. These are awesome and they protect you from the sun. So these are just a bunch of t-shirts, workout shorts, and a couple of swimsuits. Workout shirts, a couple of belts, a hat, and 2 gloves. This thing is pretty awesome. I just recently got this on our trip back to Winnipeg in December. My mom actually gave this to me. But it's this winter coat. Folds up into this tiny thing made with down feathers, and then you undo this and it puffs up and it's super comfortable and so soft. It's rated for 32 degrees. What else do I have? Some more t-shirts. I probably have way too many t-shirts. 3 books for accounting and investing.
This has got to be one of the biggest books I've ever seen. This is not a travel-friendly book, you guys, but I really appreciate and thank you for delving into this topic because I would use this to go to sleep.
Maddie showed you these. I have some of these containers for vitamins as well. Socks and boxer briefs. Sheets or something used to come in this, but I'm using it as a packing cube. I have way too many socks. I just happened to get them recently. So that's why I have so many of those. Packing cubes are your bag's closet.
Hey, that's my thing.
More boxers, more shirts. I could probably get rid of some. I seriously have like 30 t-shirts. I have some pairs of shorts and 2 pairs of jeans. And here I have some random bathroom stuff like toothpaste, some chargers for my razors that you might think I never use, a few notebooks. The very last thing, these are a lifesaver. It's called a chirp wheel. I actually gave this as a Christmas gift because I love these so much. Basically, when you're on the road or when you work at a computer, your back gets really messed up very quickly. You roll back and forth on it and it gets so many cracks and just aligns your back so well. We like to get regular chiropractic visits, but having this has reduced the number of times we have to go by like 75%. So for every 4 visits we used to have, now we need 1. It's harder to travel with the big ones, but I don't go anywhere without this little one. We've never said this before, but we're actually an affiliate for Chirp. If you want to check them out, we'll link to that in the description. The brand of my bag is Ricardo, and I am very, very happy with it. It seems like it's holding up very well. I actually got this free when Delta damaged my old bag on one of our flights.
And now for my big / it's a medium bag. Like Jordan, I also have one of these collapsible hampers. This backpack, which is probably not a necessity, but it's for times when it would cost extra to have a carry-on that's like a roller bag. I have quite a bit more cold stuff than Jordan, which I think is super ironic considering I'm from Phoenix and I've never had a need for like super cold weather stuff. But I have a big warm jacket. I have my husky hat. This is more like a sweater cardigan, but it is surprisingly warm. This other sweater, which is on its way out. It's getting some holes in it and stuff, but I still really like it because chenille. This is all my swim stuff. I currently have 1 swimsuit, 2 cover-ups, and I also have a UPF shirt, which is like the sunscreen type fabric. I did just order 3 more swimsuits because all of my old swimsuits that I used to have, you know, when I had like some extra weight on my chest, they don't fit anymore. In here, I have a couple of bralettes. I do not wear underwire or padded bras because I think they're like boob jail. This is my super, super awesome fanny pack that I basically only use when we go to Vegas, but I love it. This is like one of the most awesome things that I own, I think, and that I've bought in a long time. Makes me very happy. I should probably use it more. I have kind of an absurd amount of shorts, 7 pairs of shorts and 1 jean skirt. I have a pair of very old, need to be replaced Adidas workout shoes, or like for hiking. These are some thigh-high socks, which is how I like to layer in the wintertime instead of wearing pants because I hate pants. I have some sports bras here, 4 dresses, I think actually 5 total. There's one that's dirty. I too have kind of an absurd amount of shirts. This is one pile. This is another pile. So colorful. Probably too many, way more than I need. 3 pairs of jeans. 3.
Why are they rolled up?
Some people say that rolling makes more space and it's better for organization in your bag. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I do think with jeans, that's something that can be rolled up into a little cinnamon roll for extra space and making them more compact. But honestly, I don't know if it actually saves space. This is the only thing that I have in my bag that's rolled. These, I have socks and underwear. This is
Full.
Super packed. This is a compression cube. I don't know how I feel about compression cubes, but how it works is there's one zipper part that allows it to expand.
I think compression cubes are pretty much worthless. All this zipper does is make the edges rounded.
Yeah.
So it's just as wide when it's compressed.
Uh-huh.
It's just rounded edges and then it doesn't fit in your bag as well.
Packing cubes, I'm like pro packing cube. Packing cubes are like your bag's dresser. It's how you keep it all organized and it all from becoming a giant disaster. This, on the other hand, it doesn't make any sense. But what's in this? This is all my winter stuff. There's a hat, couple long sleeve shirts, fuzzy socks that I like wearing when it's cold out, but like around the house. And last but not least, in this packing cube, a couple undershirts. These are like workout shorts, and I have a pair of yoga pants. 1 pair of yoga pants is my favorite pair of yoga pants that I've ever gotten. That's my big bag. And what is this big bag? This is a Travel Pro. So far I'm liking it. The worst thing about it is that it's like scuffing like crazy, so it just looks dirty, but the wheels roll super nicely and it's got a lot of pockets. Seems to be pretty well made, but we've only had it for like 6 months, so I don't know how it's gonna hold up in the long term.
This is like a 25 or a 26 incher and I have a 28 or a 29 incher.
My goal from this time around though was to condense. I wanted to go from my humongo bag to like a mediumongo bag. Medium-sized bag, and I've successfully done that, so I feel proud of myself. And I'm headed towards more minimalism. That's not Jordan's deal, but I just like to have less. As little as I could possibly have, that's what I want to have. And then less than that, actually. Yeah.
Next up is my little bag. This is a piece of garbage. Do not get this.
I would just like to talk about bag preference. This is a hard-sided bag, which I know many people like because of the durability. Like, it's hard, so it's harder for it to like rip and stuff. But I personally freaking hate that you have to fillet the bag open and it takes up so much space. When you're in a cramped Airbnb, and like us, when we travel from place to place, we have all of the stuff that we own, so
yeah, we're often
space
in a
is precious.
We're often in an Airbnb with not a lot of space, or in a small hotel room, and when you have to have 2 bags open like this, it just takes up an absurd amount of space.
It does. Continue.
One side is filled with a whole bunch of supplements. Why do I take them? Maddie went to so many different doctors. It seemed like she was dying when living in the US, to be honest.
Thank you to Jordan for staying with me through all of that, because I truly do not know. I don't know why you like got yourself into that with me. I was in a really bad place with my health. I was like not my best version of myself, but you stuck it out anyway, and here we are 4 years later. Yay. Love you, babe.
I was so impressed with the work Dr. Hill did with Maddie that I went to him myself. He does all this testing and then make sure a bunch of numbers are looking good. So all these are preventative stuff, and I'm getting retested soon, so hopefully I won't have to take as many as I do now. On to the other side. This is a nice little cord case. Our cords are such a mess, but now we have them organized like this. Thank you to Maddie's mom for getting us for these because they're quite nice for organization. Toothbrush, I love this thing, keeps my mouth clean. And then these are way more replacement heads than I need.
And just a comment on that, it's a very, very fine balance between having not enough and having way too much, because there are certain things that we just don't know when we can get them again. Some stuff we can only get from the US, some stuff, as I'll explain in my bag, here I found something and I don't know when I'll ever find that thing again. It's a really difficult balance to strike between having like 2 years worth of toothbrush heads replacement and running out and then being like, well, I have to do this every day, now what?
Inside this little zipper pocket, these things are absolutely crucial. Anytime we feel symptoms coming on, we take this, like 95% of the time, it kicks it.
I call this one Magic Fixer Elixir. The only place that we know that we can get this exact one, is in Phoenix at Healthy Habit. You did a search one day to try to find this online, and
it doesn't exist online. You can find the company, and I think there was a phone number for the company, but you can't buy it online anywhere. This one, they have it on Amazon and it's close to the same ingredients. We're not quite as sure if this works as well as this one, but...
This one is so amazing. If you feel like you're getting sick, it's a tincture. You put a couple drops underneath your tongue.
It tastes nasty, but man, it works. I hate being sick.
I don't understand what sorcery is in this, but it works. We would go to great lengths to get more of this. Let's put it that way.
More vitamins. This is something we have every time we travel on the plane. As soon as we sit down, we take one out and wipe everything down because that stuff doesn't get clean. They're turning over those planes as fast as they can. Get this if you're traveling on a plane. And this we had to get when Laska got her ear bit off in Ahiti, antiseptic. This is my favorite hair gel I've found. Cologne, really great sunscreen that we get here in Puerto Morelos. It's also reef safe. Some deodorants, colloidal silver also helps for getting sick. Some other random things and more deodorant, Benadryl, and a couple of razors. This scale was just a few bucks. It can pay for itself right away because we weigh our bags with it, make sure we're not over the limit, and it can save us 50 or 100 bucks on a single trip. And that's it for my bags.
Okay, now for my little bag. In some of these little compartments here, I have bows that I generally like to wear in my hair, some extra hair bands. I also have a Kindle to save space on all the big physical copies of books. And for the main attraction, this is where I keep my laptop. I only have it in this case while traveling. My laptop is where I do pretty much everything for our channel, so really important to keep this guy safe. Some extra bags. This is one that I got in Oaxaca. I don't actually have anything in here right now. TSA bag for liquids. This is that fur take or offer thing that I was talking about. Some pens here for art. I should be using that cord organizer, but for now I have all of my cords in this Toomey bag, which we actually got on a long flight from the US to Spain, I believe it was. They put like an amenity kit together, but these are all the cords that I have. I have 2 belts, my laptop charger, the extension for the laptop charger, bar, shampoo and conditioner, takes the place of physical liquid. I don't know how I feel about these yet. This is my first time ever getting them. I do like this brand and like it's all natural, it smells really nice. I just don't know how I feel about switching over. I would love to do that though because it's big space saver. This is the smallest hairdryer I've ever seen and it's really compact but very, very powerful. Decided to keep this even though I don't blow dry my hair every day. I don't even do it that often, but we are going to 2 cooler climates after this.
That's one thing I think we struggle with is it's like, oh, I haven't used this hairdryer in a year. I feel like I should get rid of it, but then you have to think, okay, we're gonna be traveling around, we're gonna be in some colder climates. What do I keep? What am I gonna want to buy again if we get there?
This is one of those things that I feel like is a really good purchase that I've made and I'm very happy with it. It's as compact of a blow dryer as you could possibly get and a powerhouse. Moving on. This is one of those things that I was saying I found in this region and that I've never found anything like this. It's a natural deodorant by Corazón de la Tierra. As far as I know, they don't sell it anywhere except in Playa del Carmen. So I have placeholders of empty ones that I'm probably going to get an embarrassing amount of deodorant to take with me. 4, I think, because This has been the best natural deodorant that I've ever tried and used, and it's actually effective and it's non-irritating, so I don't know when I'm gonna be able to find it again. I'm gonna get as much as I can in this bag. Oh, Epsom salt. And why do I have Epsom salt? Why do I have this big, giant, heavy bag? Well, the next place we're going in San Cristobal de las Casas has a bathtub, which is a very, 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 very rare thing in Mexico. I used to love taking baths. It helps soothe my muscles, and it's helped me, I think, with like relaxing my body while I'm detoxing and dealing with all my health issues. So that's something I very much missed while being in Mexico. So since we have one coming up, I'm bringing these Epsom salts so that I can enjoy some nice baths. Got a brush? This next thing that I'm about to say, I have a feeling I'm going to get some judgment for, so if you could just please not. This is what is essentially, you go and get laser hair removal treatment. This is like an at-home version of that. To my surprise, it actually does work. So I'm keeping it even though it's bulky, and I've wanted to get rid of it just because of the bulkiness, but it was also kind of expensive. I think like $200.
150, something like that.
150. We had like a rebate and all this. Anyway, next is a outlet converter for like going to Europe or Peru or other places that don't have like standard US type outlets.
Peru does, but it's a different voltage.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you can ruin your appliances if you don't have something like this. This is my makeup bag. I don't wear that much makeup actually. Like on a normal day, it's just a light powder foundation. I've been using a Becca compact foundation, but they don't even make this anymore, unfortunately. So I don't know what I'm gonna do after this because this has been my favorite makeup I've ever used. And I just have other random things in here like Q-tips. I have my retainers in here. I have had braces and Invisalign, and these things keep my teeth in place now. I also have a backup of those. Smaller combs, nail file. This floss that is in a glass container, it's reusable, so I'm trying to reduce my plastic consumption and plastic waste in this world. This is one way that I'm doing that. We have some extra razor cartridges, and here's the embarrassing amount of essential oils that I was telling you about. We have this whole thing is filled with them. This is actually an old first aid kit that just happens to fit all these essential oils. And then we have bigger bottles, like this size, that don't fit. Like I said, I know it's a lot. This is a lot of essential oils. Why on earth do we have this and travel around with this? I think it adds to our quality of life.
When we met, I was not a believer in essential oils at all, but honestly, I think I was underestimating the power of nature. They're good for so many things.
We also have things like Aleve, just a little perfume, and a witch hazel toners. For my toothbrush, I don't really like using the electric ones because it makes my gums inflamed, so I have, these are extras. I have a bamboo toothbrush that's like plastic free. Like I said, trying to reduce my plastic consumption. I like it, and it comes in this cool case, so I've been enjoying using this, and it's non-abrasive for my mouth. We also use Tom's toothpaste. It's fluoride free. I think that's really important. Fluoride is a neurotoxin, and I refuse to use it, and I do not get fluoride treatment. I do not personally recommend it. What else? This, I don't know if I should actually show you. This is a Luna cup. This basically catches the flow and you reuse it, you dump it out, you can use it every single period for like the rest of your life as long as it lasts, or until your dog eats it. Laska. But anyway, I've been using this I think for 5, 6, 7 years maybe, and I stand by Luna cups, or just period cups in general. This thing that I have here is a Derma Roller. They're tiny, tiny little needles in here that you roll it across your clean, cleansed, free of oil and free of lotion and free of makeup face, and it is supposed to help your skin to regenerate and to heal itself from like acne scars and things. For a very, very, very long time, I've been dealing with acne, and especially like cystic acne when I eat certain foods, and hormonal acne, so this is one thing that kind of helps me out to get clearer skin. Interestingly, since I've gotten my breast implants removed, my face has gotten much, much clearer, but with this comes a couple of replacement heads.
Like me, you have a bunch of supplements in here, and you cannot find most of these in Mexico.
It's not as if Mexico doesn't have any vitamins. We could not find the potency, combination of ingredients, or size that we were looking for. For instance, here's this one, ultra preventative. These are all the ingredients that it has. these are not illegal or controlled substances. Vitamins are part of some class of something that cannot cross the border easily.
But you can, if you're driving or if you're flying, they don't care.
The one thing that I completely forgot to mention that is the joy of every single day of mine, this is a Jade Roller. I used to have one that was like $15 off of Amazon, and I did more research into it and I learned that those are all very likely not jade. If they were jade, they would be much more expensive. So then I was like, you know, if I've been using this and it's bringing a lot of happiness to me every single day, maybe I should invest in one that is actually jade. So I did get a Jade Roller of actual jade stone. This is one of the most expensive things of like the personal care variety that I've ever bought, but I use this every single day and I think it's done a lot for me in terms of just like general happiness and joy that it brings, but also it's for lymphatic drainage, and I think it helps a lot to like work excess inflammation out of the face and down the neck. It is so precious to me that I've kept it in its original box. It's super padded, it takes up so much room, but I don't want it to break, I don't want it to crack, I don't want it to like get dropped or anything, so it stays in its nice little puffy case to use twice a day, morning and night. Anything that we mentioned in this video that we actually do recommend, we are going to leave a link down below in the description in case you would like to buy something that we mentioned.
Some of those are probably going to be affiliate links, so if you purchase something through an affiliate link, we will get a percentage of the sale, which we really appreciate.
Also, you guys, on the end screen is going to be our binge watch everything playlist, so if you want to see what our journey has been like from the very beginning, you can start there and have a nice little binge watch sesh.
But one more thing, muy importante.
Gong that bell so you can be the first to be notified the next time we put out a new video.
And we'll see you very soon.